Good morning, Year 4. We hope you all had a lovely weekend. I'm going to go through the writing video for you today because we're going to start to put all those features that you found into sentences now to help us really understand what some of these features are. So today we're going to focus on emotive language, and I know that on Friday's work you had a go at finding some of the emotive language in the text. So you should have identified things like soulless, things like vicious when they're describing the Romans. Remember that emotive language is that language that makes us feel something. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at writing a couple of sentences that use this emotive language. Now when you guys write yours, you can use the emotive language that is in the text to help you. Or in your packs, you've also been given an emotive language word mat. So you could use some of these words to help you as well. So when writing your sentences, my suggestion would be look at how the text is structured. Instead of just writing a sentence that you've thought of off the top of your head, go with some of the ideas in here, okay? So for my first sentence, I'm going to say about how I want us to react to the Romans fighting us. So I'm going to start off with we, so that I know that I'm addressing everyone. So when I would be saying this out loud, I'm talking to the people who are listening to me. We must stand strong. I want the people who are going to fight with me to be brave. We must stand strong against. Now I'm going to describe the Romans. Now this is where I'm going to try and use that emotive language. I'm going to choose those words which is going to make my audience think that the Romans are really dangerous. So I'm going to look at my sheet and see if there's any of these words that I'd like to use. So I've got agony, lots of lovely words on here, appalling, dreadful, really lovely words that I could use to describe how horrible the Romans are. I'm actually going to use the word antagonising. I've got that word from the word agony. So antagonising means they're really brutal. Okay, so we've got the tag. I'm sounding it out as I'm writing it. Antagonising. We must stand strong against the antagonising Romans. That will be my first sentence, because I'm asking my audience to do something. I've started off with my capital letter, I've finished with my full stop. Okay, so now I'm going to think of another sentence that I could write, which is going to include emotive language. And this time I'm going to try and use a rhetorical question that includes emotive language, because remember, in your rhetorical question, you could also include that language. So I'm going to look at my rhetorical questions in the text and see if I can use these to help me write our own. So I highlighted this one. Are you happy to let them carry on? Who has the stronger army? So I'm going to start off with, can you bear, and I'm going to be careful, I'm going to be careful when I spell bear, because I need to spell the right kind of bear. It's a homophone. Can you bear to see these? And again, I'm going to describe the Romans. I'm going to choose another word off of my word mat to help me get across that emotive language. I'm going to go for atrocious. So again, describing them as really horrible. It's a better word for horrible. These atrocious, it's got the shush sound in it. Can you bear to see these atrocious Romans? Romans. Remember, it's got the A in there. I've seen some of you use an E there. It's Romans. Sound it out carefully. Can you bear to see these atrocious Romans? And I'm going to talk about how it's going to make them feel. So I'm going to say punish our. And now I'm going to describe our family. So I'm thinking about if I was Boudica and I'm trying to talk to my audience. I'm trying to persuade them to fight with me. So I need to think about how it's going to be making our families feel, why it's so important that we must fight against the Romans. So I'm looking on here. Oh, I could describe our families as innocent. I could describe them as vulnerable. There's lots of lovely words on here that I could use. I can't say that they're blessed, because that would mean that they're really lucky. That would be the wrong choice of word to use for this. So I'm going to go with innocent. Punish our innocent families. Okay, so this says, can you bear to see these atrocious Romans punish our innocent families? Now, I said at the start that I was going to use a rhetorical question. So because this is a rhetorical question, it needs to end in the question mark. So this is what we'd like you to do today. We want you to look through the text. You could use the emotive language that's already in the text, or the ones from your word map. And you're going to have a go at writing 3 or 4 sentences that include emotive language. So you can see I've got antagonising, and I've got atrocious, and I've got innocent. Have a go, play around with it, see what words work, see if you can get some really strong sentences. Because actually, as we come to do our writing, I could use these sentences and make a few slight changes, and I could use them in my next piece of writing. Don't forget to send us across pictures on Teams or to our emails so that we can see what sentences you have been using. If you need any help with any of this, please email us.